Maneva na say ma PENDREAM TV there osia dem yopo
ma omunye sa enti say ombedi omudi omusika beba be so omudi na che say you have to return to sustainable levels and sana omudi omuwa be hyehyem na sesia no one your debt restructuring on the local markets no are failing. Yes, we seek to restructure about 134 billion. We ended up targeting 94 and subsequently got around 82 billion debt restructure, which means that we got like 60% of what we are looking for. So, and that means on the local front, we have failed in terms of the debt exchange program. Now, Siciano, where we would have to look at is the 2030 Eurobond that needed to be restructured as part of the debt exchange program. And no, ebeyedin, and I know no mugusu say omuka huasem. Now, even with that, you need the IMF to guarantee us say over 500 million. And no, it is not programmed. It's part of say Bejina should be sustainable. Yes, so no, we needed to raise as a country another quarter of a billion as
Maneva na say ma PENDREAM TV there osia dem yopo.
Right, I was having the video na kanina ebetua so ediamau the full video ni nyina no wo hase but ni nyina ebetua so ediamau but me sure Sabri no take a break na subscribe to PENDREAM TV now I like her channel no for ediamau for so said to me akabi me marry fi so obe click on the bell button enunkuto ne betimi ama bring ya bribia yedi news afoforo abetumu no na be nipa obedi kan out ubenya notification no na wahu Jericho so ewo Ghana hana face no yasi afana bebia and somewhere koso no enyensem ketua ya uti krampo no eno no ye eni enti me the video na nkasa e de atua so ama it is really fully detailed yensho video no na yentua so
look we don't see it in sight enti anka obesisa wonsano kakra ana uko jisika bia ubehwe se sasika no ni audi be ye no in terms of program already be ye no infaso be ba ho a ebetumi eno atua ne hoka because the issue ye wo krom ha no say loans no ye gia ye nhwe se loan na kasa no adwuma obeba be di no sa adwuma no de infaso beba amasa faso no Timobi at the Atiaka, but most of the loans, at the bar, say at the choir, the bear yen to say COVID in Yamaya, the emergency, whatever, the bar, saying yes, we would demand dollars to import those same items, then we will have to print more currency to be issued for the execution of near air barbayano, and that gives us more in terms of supply of money in the system and non heightened inflation. Heightened inflation, inflation, I rise a cost no so no. But dabi beba say salo no yensan service loan no na yensan triani principal no na sada no doa the pressure abe to sa currency na do na odi a share no na afedie beba ne se odi ubesisa cedis bebre dia kosisa dollar kitwe bi na eno na edi pressure about 2 years so ena ye debt exchange program yi ayeno na ye debt exchange program aye guso aye no ensi ni pe na ye sa egibium na nya ye egi no dodro na me hu no se infoso papa bia emba ho ena finance ministry no so a odi anim okoji sa sika no so no ontumi nkyere infoso a beba ho ena se ye di $710 million yi share your current sustainability analysis no more how we look like going forward. Yemfa and share Musa. Now, these facilities are here, will not be part of our debt restructure, which means yen see any space no crown. We found a need to go out there and continue borrowing. In any case, the indication is this government is prepared to borrow more, even where we find ourselves, because yet tihano your budget in kwano say sika yebenya any sika yebese no sika yebese no chen yebenya no by about 61 billion, and as sika no we have not been able to finance it. Your amortization, if we do not reschedule and now say a debt exchange program and CPR, we are looking at some 23 billion say in terms of debt amortization. At the same time, we were about 58 billion to service in terms of interest. About 14 billion. And no CPR, and so we found a need to borrow. I thought, yes, although your program no say we could have waited on it and make sure we have actually created the space needed for us to go ahead and borrow further. It's not what politicians are saying. I don't believe yes, politics will decide the flow of capital, but politics cannot decide some of these things, and most of it politics cannot decide. At the end of Nukrene Daho Nawaka, if you can say the program will not be successful. IMF will not come and sustain an unsustainable economy. And no dear embassy, IMF on here. It is not part of its mandate, say Obeyesa. Almost no omumra sure mo say ma omunye sa. And to say ombedi omusika beba so mudie. Now say you have to return to sustainable levels. And sana omudi omuwabe shem. Na sisiano one, your debt restructuring on the local markets are failing. Yes. We seeked to restructure about 134 billion. We ended up targeting 94 and subsequently got around 82 billion debt restructure, which means that we got like 60% of what we are looking for. So, and that means on the local front, we have failed in terms of the debt exchange program. Now, Sisiano, where we would have to look at is the 2030 Eurobond that needed to be restructured as part of the debt exchange program. And no ebeyedin, and I know no mugusu say omuka huasem. Now, even with that, you need the IMF to guarantee us say yenkosam bobisia over 500 million. And no, it is not programmed. It's part of say Bejina should be sustainable. Yes, so no, we needed to raise as a country another quarter of a billion as a country, which means what the IMF is telling you invariably, and you still have to raise more taxes internally. This is a government that wants to satisfy whatever the IMF or the World Bank is suggesting and proposing to them. And yet, bino or not dream and now or a certain orientation of feel orientation no better me aboy or the no one share baby or no or near no the bekasa. Yes, anima say ya na say ongusu na onka. Now the sources of this DDEP largely depends on China and the Paris Club would come in and accept some form of restructuring. And also because of the world politics, there is a bit of a power play. You cannot decide for China. The Paris Club or the IMF cannot decide for the Chinese. And the Chinese, they are the single largest debt holders in Ghana. And also, a political issue mixed with finance issue. The tax is not there. Even what we have put out now to raise about 4 billion, it will fail. That is where and why we should speak truth to ourselves and have very honest conversations as we are doing. Almost this year, as of 2020, before COVID, and what we presented,
and somebody be one of Crampa, what you are not a senior, some ketu you. Oh, they hire PENDREAM TV. Now, but what you are, best subscribe to PENDREAM TV, PENDREAM editorial. If you've not yet subscribed, Mr. Yenesas say ya for mommy. And now we are like you posty, no forward now to suffer from soon said to me. I can be sure a link for everybody to get it. Then know what is really going on. Ghana man, someone Ghana and some semina emu. Unim se Ghana hanum, so to Ghana hana sa woman on it. Na se PENDREAM TV wa subscribe dia na te sorry on konsem ne ba unya binti wonam ho ane se obi aton ya ba beta mo dia akọ enti na PENDREAM TV ne PENDREAM editorial brunya bribia ye bomo ye ho modin si ye ba kofa nsem no be bia hye bia ye ba kofa ne ye dia ba na ende ne ye se wote ne ye dia ama wate na wo so wahu ne rekoso sa pe ene ye no wa ha enti subscribe to channel ne na like it wa forward it na we nim PENDREAM TV nso esa ne se ye so no nkunti ne ye mo akwanya ne se won so kire wadwen e wo comment section honom enti wo hu asem a woti ni nyina no menimpa ye paase o nsem bi kafa ho sa na te kana manyosem eye kabi ma menka bi amanyum ne ye wo no enti wo so kire wadwen fo wadwen kire ni nyina wo de fa ni nyina type gu honom na wiase nyina nso hu ne ya wo so wadwen a kire wede fa Ghana nsem yi hwana sensem a ekosu yi ho na yenhwe ene betumi aboa na etumi empanimfo ni nyina wo hwe Mpenifo ni nyina PENDREAM TV ni PENDREAM editorial ha ena wo nyina wodi won agoru enti de sa wo kiro nsem na eyedenga wo bekenkan nyina na ne wo se yeye no watumi aye na tumi abo mangana medase pi se weti ababedu sabri ne mo memory feel se won subscribe to this channel ya bomodia na subscribe PENDREAM TV na face no PENDREAM editorial. Na memory if you say be like what for a day and na say comment and so you do mu dia gu ho no mo sa dia mame Kamara me winter enemy din betumi aframe CJ winter se betan so hia ensem foforo so onim se adeche na se yanten se waje se ade nchen yenye adenya che yenkutoria PENDREAM TV the PENDREAM editorial ye den nsem no so ebebre mo se de ye wo se ye na medase
Maneva na se ma PENDREAM TV